One of the things that we do a lot of at the commission is as you know, is fund this research. A lot of that money goes to pay for grad student stipends and personnel and things like that. Obviously, we can't do that without our friends on the cotton team. So just to give you kind of just an update on where we are with grad students and the academic portion of all this, we want to let Dr. Hand come up and have a minute.
Okay, so Taylor, what percent of that dollar a bale goes to research? 44% of the dollar a bale assessment that every grower pays to the commission goes to research, okay? I think you could make a pretty strong argument that about half of that goes to paying either students or student workers or technical support in Tifton or Athens areas that do the research that we're doing for you guys, okay? So that is a large investment that is being made. And, you know, whenever you think about graduate students and student workers and things like that, that's really the future of the industry, you know, and I'm an example of that. I'm a UGA Tifton campus graduate. I got my PhD 100% in Tifton, worked on cotton here and some other things as well. But, you know, those are the folks that are going to go on and work in this industry and impact the decisions that you guys make even more after they graduate and finish up their research. Other examples are like Josh Lee. He graduated with Dr. Snyder, I believe it was a year ago, and he took a job as the extension cotton specialist at Auburn. So, I mean, those are good examples of what your grower dollars are going to in the advancement of this industry. Now, kind of, I guess, to show you how well represented you guys are at the Beltwide Cotton Conference every year. A lot of us take graduate students with us, and this past year it was in San Antonio. We had a very good showing from the cotton team and the graduate students that you guys are funding, but I did just want to list off these students and some of the awards they won. I reached out to everybody on the team last night and looked back at some other stuff, and you know, John Snyder had 5 students that won awards. Jason Wisecall, Ingrid Almeida, Amit Gadara, Comfort Addict Benro, and Ella Bradu all won awards for projects that were funded by the commission or by Cotton Incorporated. Dr. Wes Porter had Sarah Beth Thompson. She had the 3rd place talk in the engineering section. She's working on irrigation scheduling, right? So something that directly impacts you guys. Shakir Tapa won 1st place with Dr. Glenn Raines. Dr. Peng Chi carried a group of students, and Dr. Peng Chi's our breeder, but actually one of his students, Matthew Bauer, won 1st place in the entomology section, talking about everybody's new favorite insect, okay? He had a couple other students win 1st place in the cotton improvement section, and then 3rd place as well. And then I had 3 students that went with me, Amy Jones, Lance Workman, and Marshall Corkin, and they all won awards as well. So I want you guys to know that everybody that works on this, whether it's the faculty members or the graduate students, take this stuff very seriously. They want you guys to be well represented on the national stage, and they do that, right? They get up there, they give these talks, make these posters, and win awards for these things that they're presenting on. And so let's just give them a round of applause real quick. Another thing that the Cotton Commission sponsors is a county agent award, and it's called the King Cotton Award. There's 2 awards that the commission funds every year. There's a junior award honoring Alan B. Fulford, who was a county agent and then later became extension cotton specialist at the University of Georgia. And then there's a senior award. The junior award is for agents with 10 years or less experience, and then the senior award is 10 years or more. Okay, so we present those in November, but once the quality awards got moved to Statesboro, we started presenting them again in front of you guys so that we could recognize those folks. And so this year or in 2025, we didn't have any applications for the senior awards. And then for the junior award, the award went to John Bennett in Wilcox County. And I'm going to read a description real quick. John Bennett serves as Wilcox County Extension Coordinator and A&R Agent. He started his career with UGA Extension in 2020 in Wilcox County, and over the last 5 years, he's worked with UGA specialists and local producers to conduct on-farm research such as cotton variety trials. He's helped us a lot with deer damage trials and then fertility trials as well. He is extremely impactful in advancing Extension's mission by holding various trainings and updates for producers and sharing his research through oral and poster presentations at national meetings. He also received the MPPM degree from UGA based out of Tifton, and he's probably gotten this award and is such a good agent because I taught him weed science. Isn't that right, John? So real quick, let's give John a round of applause.
Thank you, Camp. Today we do have a special guest with us for our lunch program, and that is Miss Rachel Kinsaul, who will always, to me, since we've been friends for about 20 years now, be the other Rachel Patrick. Rachel Kinsaul is our 2026 Georgia Teacher of the Year and a Milliken educator. She teaches ag education at Morgan County High School. She's dedicated to preparing students to become productive, engaged members of their communities by helping them discover their strengths, develop leadership skills, and apply learning through real-world experiences. Rachel began her career in Pike County and later taught in Loganville and has called Morgan County home for nearly a decade. She has led numerous innovative initiatives, including the school's countywide service projects and a fully community-funded floral design program that offers hand-on training and connects students with their local partners. As an FFA advisor, her students have earned state and national recognition, including a National Proficiency Award and a Champion State Ag Issues Team. A strong advocate for experiential learning, Rachel has helped raise over $1 million for the Morgan Agricultural Learning Lab, expanding livestock programs and new SAE opportunities. Her leadership has earned multiple honors and includes the UGA CAS Outstanding Alumni Award and the prestigious Milliken Educator Award. Beyond the classroom, Rachel serves as the president of the Morgan County Farm Bureau, sits on the Madison Morgan Conservancy Board, and is deeply involved in her church. In every role, she remains rooted in service, strengthening her local community and empowering the next generation of agricultural leaders. One thing that's not included in her bio is that just yesterday she was named a finalist to be the National Teacher of the Year. So without further ado, we'll welcome Rachel Kinsaul to the stage.
I'm just going to pull up my presentation because I think it's always more fun if you can see a few pictures. Okay, thank you for having me here today while I was sitting listening to everybody talk. I checked all of my tags, and I'm not at 100% cotton, but I'm sitting at 94, so I think that's pretty good. I really enjoy getting to come to things like this because I feel like you guys are my people. You know, this year as State Teacher of the Year, I have become a professional talker. They pull me out of the classroom for the year and send me on a tour of Georgia, being the advocate and the voice of teachers. And what a cool experience that has been to me to be able to shed the light on agricultural education across the state. But it's kind of fun because when I go into all of these different rooms, people say, well, how do you know that person? I'm like, oh, they're ag people. How do you know that person? Oh, they're ag people too. So this community is tight, and I appreciate my ag community. And my passion really lies with connecting my students to the ag community. And I've been able to do that through experiences such as this one and getting to come and be a part of different conferences. You know, cotton has such a rich history in our state, and I'm really proud that I reside in a county that's still holding strong to that tradition. As an ag teacher, I want to say thank you for investing in the educational resources that help us tell the agricultural story accurately. I am the proud owner of one of the Cotton Commission resource boxes, and I use it in my classroom every year. My mission this year as the Georgia Teacher of the Year is simple: to be rooted in service and connect our classrooms with what's happening in our communities. And agriculture is uniquely positioned to do just that. You see, I grew up in Greshamville, Georgia, on my grandfather's beef farm. And I spent my childhood around livestock. I competed in rodeos and eventually headed to college as an animal science major. And during those years, I worked at a kids ranch camp in Du Bois, Wyoming. I taught students how to ride horses. And when I returned from camp, I was talking to my college professor, and he advised me about what was coming next. And he suggested that if I enjoyed working with kids and I enjoyed agriculture, then I should become an ag teacher. You see, I went to a small private school, so I didn't even know what an ag teacher was, much less what FFA was. But I never looked back, because being an ag teacher allows me to combine my two passions. I grew up immersed in agriculture, but for a long time I didn't fully realize the possibilities of the industry. I think I was a little numb to it. What I've learned is this: I didn't choose ag education on my own. People and experiences led me here. Every major turn in life happened because someone took time to invest in me, to expose me to new opportunities, and to connect me with something bigger than myself. I bounced around for a little bit, and I taught for 3 years in Pike County, 2 years at Loganville, until I landed in Morgan County 10 years ago. And the focus in my classroom is to connect my students with the opportunities in their communities. And because of these community connections, our program is thriving. Our floral class is 100% community funded. We run a floral business which brings in over $60,000 a year through a variety of community projects. When students learn that they're working with real customers and real budgets and real expectations, learning becomes relevant. We host school-wide community service days so that the community sees we're not just taking resources, but we're also giving back. Service isn't just about helping others, but about helping students see their role in the community. We're also able to raise over $1 million to fund a new livestock barn because the people in our community saw relevance in the program and value when students are learning. And my students advocate for farmland conservation, a real effort that led our county commissioners to allocating $250,000 to farmland protection in their annual budget. When students understand the agricultural impact of their communities, they become its strongest advocates. So many of our students are 2 or 3 generations removed from agriculture, and teachers can't do this alone. We need industry voices to bring authenticity. Students remember people, not just facts. So I challenge you to volunteer to be guest speakers. Visit classrooms, invite them to your farms, participate in mentorship programs. If we want students to understand agriculture, they need to meet the people who live it. And I want to challenge you with this. Take a kid under your wing and really pour into them. Many of my students work jobs on farms and ag businesses, at operations just like yours. And something I've noticed over the years is that a lot of times the students are simply being told what to do. Now, I get it. Sometimes things just need to be done. But when we stop there, there isn't much real learning happening. Students might complete tasks, but they don't understand why it matters. And without the why, we miss an opportunity. Now, I'm going to brag on a good friend of mine for a minute. Some of you may know him, Lee Nunn. He doesn't know I'm talking about him, so he's probably going to turn red. Yeah. But when Lee's son, Mason, started high school, Lee and I had a conversation about how to set up Mason for real success with his SAE project. I shared with Lee what I was seeing with so many students across the board, And I told him, you can't just tell Mason what to do. You have to help him understand the why behind it. And let me tell you, Lee took that to heart. Mason wasn't just working in the operation. He was learning it. Lee explained decisions, talked through challenges, and taught Mason the why things were done the way they were done day after day. And it showed, because Mason went on to win a National Proficiency Award in grain production and was a state winner in diversified crop entrepreneurship. And I truly believe that what set Mason apart in his hard work, or it wasn't his hard work, but it was his knowledge. He understood the operation from the inside out. Lee didn't just give Mason tasks, he gave him understanding, and that made all the difference. That's the power in taking time to teach the why. And that's how we grow confident, capable young people who are prepared to lead agriculture forward. So I encourage you to tell your stories. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be real. Why'd you get into farming? What keeps you in it? What challenges have you overcome? And what makes you proud? Thank you for supporting agricultural literacy. Thank you for investing in students and teachers. Thank you for strengthening agriculture. Because of your support, teachers like me can help students understand not just where their clothes come from, but the people and the processes behind it. This past 6 months have given me an extraordinary opportunity to share the story of agricultural education across the state of Georgia. And like Taylor mentioned, as of yesterday, I was named one of 5 finalists for the 2027 National Teacher of the Year. And while all of this is exciting now, I think back to a year ago when I was terrified to step away from my classroom. If the moment arose for me to be the State Teacher of the Year, a program that I'd worked so hard to build and students who I'd nurtured and set up for future successes. But I had a moment of realization that this moment was bigger than me. It was about elevating agricultural education on a platform that it hadn't been on before in our state. And I truly feel like God has put me exactly where I need to be in every step of my educational career, and I don't feel like this is any different. To be able to represent ag teachers across the nation would be a tremendous honor. So I ask for your prayer and your discernment as I take on the next step of this process. I'm sorry. This is the first time I've spoken since I got this news. So, and I'll leave you with this. If we want agriculture to remain strong in Georgia, we must continue planting seeds in our classroom and nurturing them through connections, service, and story. Because when classrooms and communities grow together, agriculture grows stronger too. So, I'll leave you with my contact information because I am still out of the classroom for the next 6 months. And my job for this year is to go around and advocate for education as a whole, to be the voice of teachers. One of the things that I have really enjoyed about this process is getting to go meet with some of the different school districts and see the really amazing things that are happening and shine the light on those districts. I think I am here today because of a visit I did in Appling County. So thank you for this opportunity. Again, please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or I can help you in any way. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. We're about to transition to a really special part of this program that we've done the last couple of years, and that is the recognition of our Trustees Awards winners. We'll bring Bart up to if you want to, you can go ahead and turn the program over on your chair if you haven't already and find out who they are. I think they know it's coming, but I'll introduce the award before Bart represents the recipients. You know, we've talked a lot about how to properly recognize people who have dedicated so much to our industry, and I think a lot about history. And when they started the Georgia colony in the 1730s, they set aside land to learn what crops would grow here. And that land was called the Trustees Garden. And that was the first place that cotton was grown in Georgia. And we've grown cotton through good times and bad every year since. And so we wanted to recognize the people who have put our organization and our industry in such good position, just like those trustees did when they founded this colony and put that land aside. And I think nothing wraps up the personality of the people who we think deserve this award better than that trustees motto that they had when they started the Georgia colony, and that was non sibi sed lease, which translates from Latin as not for self but for others. And I'll bring Bart up.
I ain't gonna sit here and read this whole thing on the back of this card. Y'all can read it. It's an honor to really get recognize Richie and Martha. When I first went on the Cotton Commission, that was in, I don't know, it's been about 12, 15 years ago. And I really didn't know either one of them very good at the time. Actually, some people made me scared of Miss Martha. They told me, said, if she tells you to do something, you better get it done. If you don't get your travel filled out on time, she's going to call you and get on you. But anyway, she didn't turn out to be as bad as they made out. Come on up, Miss Martha. Richie, come on up. Richie was really good, helping me learn the ropes of Cotton Commission and putting me in certain positions and talking me into doing a lot of the other stuff that I've been doing. So he's responsible for y'all having to put up with me today. But this is two great people, and they've been a really asset to the Georgia cotton industry, and that's why we recognize them today. Richie, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. You know I'm not going to pass up the microphone. Thank y'all. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I first of all want to thank the commission for giving me the privilege to work for the Georgia cotton farmers for a long time. And when I retired in August of 20, things were pretty scrambled with COVID. So didn't have a chance to say goodbye to a lot of good friends, a lot of folks that I learned things from, and most importantly, I appreciate your friendship and cooperation. Thank y'all very much.